I'm Shiva.
I'm Sandy.
And this is
Our Relaxing Hobby. Hello.
Hi.
Tonight's episode is going to be about lighting. I
Yes.
guess we're going to discuss lighting a little bit.
Yeah, lighting is
which-
something we haven't really talked about before, and we figured it's probably kind of important for y'all to know.
Yeah.
Because there are some things you have to consider.
Right, and there's so many different kinds. So
Yes,
again,
there are.
it is personal choice to a point.
Mhm.
Depending on the type of fish, sometimes you have to be careful.
Yes.
So.
But let's first go through the type of lighting that we use. I am going to mention a little bit about the type of lighting that you can get, especially with the pre-kits and whatnot.
Right.
They usually have those damn fluorescent lights.
Fluorescent lights, which are very common,
horrible.
and yeah.
The problem with fluorescent lights is they get hot.
Yeah.
So if you've got,
A cold water type,
well,
cold
you're
water
not
fish.
you're not likely to have a cold water fish in an aquarium
Yeah.
because those are
Well.
mostly your carp. But if you already have a heater in your aquarium, because you're supposed to maintain it at a certain temperature, and then you got fluorescent lights that are
Which do get warm. I have had them in the past.
that are baking, especially small tanks like a 10-gallon.
Yeah.
The top of my 10-gallon used to have a hood with
The hood with the
fluorescent. And the water would get so hot, and
Yeah.
any fish I had in there would be like,
Yeah.
a sauna.
They stay way
Because
down near the bottom.
Yeah, because I would also have a heater in there.
Yeah,
and I
they
wasn't
stayed as far
thinking.
down near the bottom as they can because I had
Right.
that issue with mine.
Right. So if you have a thing with fluorescent lights, then really keep an eye on your temperature.
Yeah.
Um,
Which thermometers are very important anyway, but
yeah.
that's a different show.
Yeah,
We're talking about lighting.
Yeah, water temperature we will do another show on eventually, I promise. But right now for lighting, but because the two are connected when it comes to
Right.
fluorescent lights.
Right, flip.
Now, if you don't want to deal with that, then just go LED.
LED. It's the easiest. I mean, we
And
think
it's
that
the
they
cheapest too.
the cheapest, and they have options. They're fun options. Some of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
One thing you will never be able to do with fluorescent is throw it in the aquarium water.
Right.
And hide it under rocks and behind plants and stuff like that. You can do that
with the LEDs.
with the submersible LEDs.
Yeah, there are different types of LEDs, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them you cannot submerge.
Yeah, some you can't submerge, some you can. I mean, they even have
Depends
the ones
if-
where they're incorporated into the bubble bar.
Right.
And you can put them under the gravel and you see the light shining up from the
Yeah.
gravel and the bubbles, and it looks really, really neat.
Yeah. Yeah, we're big fans of the LED lights.
Yes, we love LED lights. They're cheap,
Um,
they're easy, you can string more than one together. Like I've got 2 of my aquariums that are on the same circuit.
Yeah.
I just use a splitter and connect the 2 lights together, and then that way it's one switch.
Yeah. Yeah, I have mine on. Mine are 2 separate LEDs, and they're 2 separate because I just didn't feel like doing all that.
Yeah.
It was just easier for me to go click, click. But yeah, I understand. I thought about it and I was like, I'm lazy.
I actually think I've got some splitters.
Doesn't matter for now.
No, yeah. Well, if I find them, we'll get pictures of them. But splitters are great if you have more than one light.
Right.
Or more than one tank. It's literally just a Y split.
Yeah.
And you just plug them in, plug it into one thing, one outlet.
Yeah.
You got your
Yeah.
tanks lit, and
And there's-
LEDs are great for that because
Yeah.
they don't use up so much power that they'll throw that. A
Right.
fluorescent, I wouldn't do that with
Yeah,
fluorescents.
yeah, we do the fluorescent. And and then there are the options of what type of fish like type of light, like how much light, how many hours. There's different,
Yeah.
whole bunch of different rules there.
Right.
So you have to know your fish. You have
Yes.
to kind of research a little bit on your fish.
Now, in general, you can usually get away with keeping your lights on for at least 12 hours, or
Right.
about 12 hours.
Yeah.
But be consistent with this. Like, we have a regular routine.
Right.
You shut off the ones in the dining room around midnight.
Yeah,
I shut these off.
Yeah.
I shut my tanks off here at 9 o'clock, and then I shut the koi off around anywhere between midnight and 1
Yeah.
after they get their little treat.
Yeah.
But that's consistent.
Right.
Through when the sun comes up, obviously they get sunlight before we get up and turn on their lights. But
Right.
but that's consistent. If you're inconsistent, you're going to kind of screw with the fish there. Now, I have heard that fish don't care if their lights are on or not. I guess call bullshit on that.
Yeah.
I know plenty of fish, like my rookfish, for example, who right now the lights are off because we turned off the aquarium so you could hear us. And they're all dancing around having a gay old time because they are nocturnal fish.
Right. They think it's nighttime. They're playing.
Yeah, they're playing.
And there are there are nocturnal fish. They're blue's first technically nocturnal. Not that it stops his dumb butt, but he's much more active at night. Kind of like a little raccoon. Gets into things at night. You hear him moving around.
So if you have nocturnal fish, you might want to opt to not have a light in your aquarium at all, because that way you'll be able to see them fine. Like we can see the rookfish here fine, just with our regular overhead light on.
But and if you do, you want to have some kind of place where they can hide. another ornament or something where they can hide from the light. If you have multiple types of fish in your tank, like I have, like Lucifer and the loaches are nocturnal, but the rest of my fish are day fish. They're all tetras and guppies, so they like the daytime. They like the light. So I just made sure that they had places to hide, and then I also give them enough time to have
You're
their
going to
time.
want to do that anyway, because like even with the goldfish, when we had Bonnie and her friends, they were always hiding their plants when they weren't feeling well.
Right.
They didn't want the light shining on them.
Right.
So, have some like large broadleaf plants.
Yeah.
And plants, by the way, are another reason why you're going to want light in your tank.
Yep, you have to
If you have
keep
live
the live
plants.
And live plants we prefer.
Yeah.
We are big proponents for live plants.
Yes, so if you have live plants in your tank, you almost have to have
light
in there at some point. But if you get the broadleaf plants that your fish can kind of hide under if they want to take a nap and they don't want to deal with the sunlight or the light, that's always a good idea. Or caves, ornaments, things like that.
Yeah, because I know that the beta, complete bank there, the betas would hide under the leaves and stuff. They didn't really like the full light on them because they're used to very small, confined, darker rice paddies. So they're not used to light except for the sunlight streaming down lightly through all the rice paddies.
Right, but we still had to put the light on because we had plants in there. So.
Right, so they would just hide, and they'd become more active. They weren't necessarily nocturnal, but they did become more active when the lights were off.
Now,
so it just depends. You'll see. You'll know from your fish. Do a little research on whatever fish you have.
Yeah.
To find out.
Find out what kind of lights they like. Now, when it comes to nocturnal fish, and we're going to start getting to another topic, which is color. When it comes to nocturnal fish, you can usually get away with blue light in there. Right. Which makes it looks beautiful. It is beautiful, but it's not as obnoxious to them. Yeah, and that's not nearly as obnoxious to them. So blue lights are good. Generally, you can get lights in all different types of colors, or even the ones that alternate, go through a rotation. Honestly, some fish are going to really, really get annoyed with red lights, or orange lights, or yellow lights. Betas in particular do not want,
don't do well with color. You definitely don't want to do red or yellow because it makes the fish that are in there with them have color. It makes them agitated, so they go after them. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I usually stick to just the white. Yeah. I do use blue occasionally. Yeah, white and blue mixed are the ones that I use. Usually a mix. That way it's not so obnoxious. Right. It's not. That's what I do. White. Yeah, it's like a white and blue, and it's kind of a really pretty soft light. That's what I use. Yeah. So. And we'll show you some examples. Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know if we have any fluorescent here to show them, but. I was looking, and I think I threw that hood away because it was just... Yeah, the fluorescent hood we had that somebody gave us, Yeah, it was horrible for the fish. Yeah, we never used it. Well, I used it on the 10-gallon until I realized that it was warming up the water too much, and then I switched out. But, yeah, that's... Personal, I mean, we just don't... Yeah. I don't know how do you say that nicely, because some people like fluorescent lights, I know they do. Yeah. It just warms your water too much. They're not as... They're too bright, they're too... It's not as electricity efficient, and it's always like this dull yellow color. Right. Yeah. It makes color is yucky. It makes the fish look like they're swimming in urine. Yeah. Some people like black lights as well. I've seen a lot of people with black lights in their tanks. If they have the neon tetras. Yeah. So which that's an option understandable. If you have glowfish, obviously you're going to want to do a black light, which is fine. And if you disagree with us, like, comment, share, subscribe below. Give us comments on that one. We'd love to hear what you use. Yeah. And why. But yeah, we now timers. Oh, I'm not. Timers is something when we were talking about timers on mine, but I never use them. So do we. I mean, basically, a lot of lights nowadays have built-in timers. I mean, I get lights from like Amazon all the time, right? And 9 times out of 10, they have timers built into them. This may sound like a great idea, but it's almost like if you were around in the 80s when VCRs came out. And the joke was you had to get your kids to program them for you because you couldn't figure out how to do it. Same goes with these damn aquarium lights. Yeah. So I mean, we've got ones that I thought, following the directions to a T. 12 hours. Yeah, 12-hour intervals, and they're going on and off just randomly. She would walk through the kitchen where where the sorority is. Yeah. And she'd be like, "Wow, Shiva hasn't turned on the lights yet." It's like, no, they're supposed to go on, and then they'd pop on at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, and then they'd go off again at 9, and then it was the craziest stuff. Yeah. It was really kind of annoying though, because I'd go by and I'd be like, "Why didn't she turn these lights on?" But and I'm like, okay, so I'll turn the lights on. And then 20 minutes later, the thing would kick in and it would turn itself off. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. For some reason,
timers, and we're terrible with timers. And
Maybe it's just us.
It might just be us.
Might just be us.
But the instructions are usually kind of vague anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, just hit this button several times until you get the right time. Well, I don't see a clock on this thing.
Yeah.
It's not like, you know, one of those movie bombs that has the clock going and you can set it. They are literally buttons.
Yeah.
In fact, we'll show some footage of what the timer things look like. And
oh my gosh, she's going to accidentally turn the timer on. We're never going to get it off again. It took me a while to get the timer off that one in the beta tank. The sorority.
Now the beta tank has the different colors and a timer.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there trying to make sure that it's going to the right color, because you can program it to change colors throughout the day. And it's like, no, not in a beta tank, not with a sorority. The girls will kill each other. So trying to keep it on either blue or white.
And then we couldn't. It took us a hot minute to figure out how to turn the timer off. Because once the timer got on, we couldn't get it off. We couldn't get it to stay off. It would just pop itself back on randomly. It's crazy, but I've got it now. We've got it. I've got it. Which button? Don't touch this button, Sheba. We'd only hit this button.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's interesting. We like them though. They're really pretty lights. They're really nice.
Yeah, the lights
the blue
are
and white
great.
are really pretty.
Yeah, the lights are great. Another one that I'm fond of is submersible lights.
Yes.
Because
use those a lot in the ponds.
Yeah, submersible lights you can get them for ponds, but you can also get them for aquariums.
Right.
And
which I actually was looking into not long ago. I was looking into getting some submersibles for mine because I think that would be cool. But then I thought Lucifer might not like that.
Yeah, Lucifer probably attack them.
Yeah.
But submersibles, I used to use them a lot with the ropefish when I wanted, because I didn't want the light directly shining down on them because they're nocturnal. So I wanted to put a softer light in the water that would shine outward instead of downward.
Right.
So they could, move under it if they wanted to, but it still gave the aquarium a nice, pretty, glow. Now, since then, I've changed to an overhead and just given them lots of plants and hidey holes.
Right.
But when I first got the ropefish tank started, I was using submersibles in order to make the light shine outward instead of down.
But it is beautiful. Like you have the ones out in the ponds out there.
Oh,
the
yeah,
green
the
ones
ponds
are absolutely gorgeous.
So the one exception I have to the blue and white roll is my green.
Right. Yeah, she does like her green.
On
the ponds, though.
Yeah, on the ponds. Basically what happened was, what was it, a year ago or so?
Yeah, we were in Tampa.
We were in Tampa on a trip, and the hotel we were staying at lit their pool up with these green lights, and they had these submersed green lights that were shining upwards.
Yeah.
And it was this beautiful emerald green, and I just looked at it.
She literally made me come downstairs to look at it.
Yeah, I was like, Sandy, this is what I want the pond to look like.
Yeah.
So it took...
it's right, she is right, it was beautiful.
Yeah, it took a little bit of time, but basically I figured out the combination was I have green submersibles in the ponds, and then I also have some green overheads that shine down on the water and gives me that nice green color that I love so much.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit tricky. And the goldfish do not seem to mind it. Now, if the goldfish would have given me hell about it, then it would have been like, as much as I love the green, it wasn't going to happen. But
right. Yeah, they don't seem to care.
The goldfish don't care. They're like, oh, cool, green.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
whatever. Yeah. Feed us. We want food.
Yes, feed us, and you can put whatever color you want in here.
Right.
But that's the only exception I made. Basically, cool colors. I think, like I could probably do purple, but I'd rather not.
Yeah.
So blues, greens,
Yeah. Just, I mean, honestly, it's and again, like I said, certain fish you don't want to do color with. We prefer, like I said, the whites and the blues, the softer lights.
Yeah.
So, but if you have any questions, comments, like, subscribe, share below. Let us know what you use. We'd love to know.
Yeah.
And if you want to argue for fluorescent lights, we will argue all day.
Yeah.
We're not a fan.
It's not really a big argument. It's just
personal preference. Like I said, we don't like them because they get too warm.
And they're energy.
And they're not energy efficient. Yeah, as energy efficient as the LED lights, and they're more expensive to replace and to maintain. So that's another thing. So.
Yeah, they are more expensive because you have to constantly buy bulbs for them.
Yeah,
LEDs will last for years.
Yeah.
Bulbs for fluorescents can go out,
I think
frequently.
I used to have them years ago, and I think it was at least once every couple of years I had to replace them.
Yeah. I think what the worst time I ever had with fluorescents was an early tank of mine, and I was replacing the damn bulb like every 8 months.
Yeah.
And trying to find the right size.
The right size, they're different sizes, and
Yeah, trying to find the right size one. There've been more than once that I came home with the wrong bulb.
Yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah, and then you have the ones where the certain brand you have to buy their brand of bulb.
Yeah, their brand of bulb. Yeah, LED lights are just LED lights, and
and a lot of your tank kits now, like your 10-gallon tank kits and your 20-gallon tank kits.
Yep, they have the
come
LED.
with the LEDs already in the hood, which is great.
Which is great. Yeah, that's what my
we've
my
got
little
one
one
like
did.
that
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, it came with it in the hood, which is like kind of cute. So because they're learning, it's more efficient.
Now we've gotten creative with some of them, like the ones your daughter gave us, those long ones that you sit on top of a glass top tank.
Right.
I've got them in with my ropefish right now, which do not have a glass top tank because they're ropefish. So what I ended up doing was taking the bars out, turning them upside down, putting the bars back in so it would be able to hang, and then bolting it to the bottom of the wood.
Whatever works.
You'll see it, and it works out beautifully. And it's nice. The ropefish aren't really big splashers anyway, but if they decided that they were going to become splashers, wouldn't hurt the light.
Because you and you get again, there's submersible ones. There's ones you can't submerge. You got to kind of read it.
Yeah, definitely read to find out before you go dunking your wow, I want my light under under the water. Read to make sure that they are, because some of them look like they would be and they're not.
Right.
So definitely.
I think most of the ones we have are
most
submersible.
Most of ours are submersible,
but
unless I have them bolted to the top of a tank. They're submersible.
Yeah.
If they're not submersible, I make damn sure that they're never going to go in that water.
I usually buy the submersible ones just to be safe. Even if I don't put them under the water, I'd rather have the option in case I accidentally overfill my tank or they slide. Because sometimes the suction cups do slide and they fall into the water. So I think it's safer to have the submersible.
Yeah, I've never seen a submersible or a non-submersible that had suction cups. I've never seen that, but I know that they exist.
I know they exist because I've seen them. So I haven't seen them on our tanks because we're smarter than that.
Well, yeah.
Well, maybe.
Well,
today
we're just careful because you don't want to electrocute your fish either by putting the wrong type of light in the tank where they can get knocked in.
But now we have those cute little new fire extinguishers that supposedly don't spray white stuff.
Doesn't matter, we'd still have dead fish.
Oh,
the whole point is to not kill our fish.
Okay, not kill the fish. Killing fish is bad.
I mean, I think most of our tanks, you're right, do have submersibles. The only exceptions being the 10-gallon that has the ones that are built into the hood, and the ropefish where I literally bolted the non-submersible to the hood so it couldn't fall.
Which we're going to show you these examples just because
Right now, keep in mind also that with my ropefish tank, I don't keep it filled all the way to the top for obvious reasons. The ropefish can
escape.
Not that they try to escape, but with the way they play, they'd be very likely to end up, falling out if I filled it up to the top. So
by accident, I can see it happening.
Yeah, because how
just
they
out of curiosity, they play.
They play and they do the dolphin things and whatnot, and they do their little jumps and whatnot. But yeah, that's the biggest reason why people think ropefish are escape artists is because they find them outside of a tank. Well, it's usually because of the way they play. When they get into their little mating dance and stuff, they don't actually breed, but they'll mate dance all the time. They go to the prom, they just won't go to the parking lot afterwards.
Nice.
They do their little mating dance and they're, all over the damn place. And it's like, if I had that tank filled, I'd be picking ropefish up off the ground frequently.
Fall out, But if you have any comments, questions, like, share, subscribe, by all means, let us know what you use. And if you have any other different options that we haven't discussed, let us know. Yeah. Because I'm sure there's other types of lights out there that we don't even use or know about.
I'm sure.
We're always curious.
I mean, there are a lot of ornaments, too, that are pre-lit and things like that.
Right, yeah, I've seen those.
Pre-lit ornaments, like I said before, the lights with the bubble bars and stuff like that. There are all kinds of different lighting options. Just
let us know what you use. We'd love to know. Because we're always willing to try new things.
Yeah. We're willing to try new things, or we're willing to look at things going, are you kidding me?
Yeah, but that's not going to work for any of us.
Yeah.
But we're willing to look.
Yeah, here's a red disco light for beta sororities. No.
Yeah, no.
Bad idea.
No red lights. No red lights for any of the fish, really. I don't even take a chance, but...
Well, we do have the red light that's on one of the heaters.
The little orange light.
But I wouldn't put that in with, the sorority.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that in. Ahmed attacked my heater.
Yeah. Now it was in with Hod, and Hod didn't attack it.
Yeah, Ahmed was my beta that hated everything.
Yeah.
Yes, he did attack. I had to take the heater out because he attacked the heater. Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you just call me ma'am?
Whatever.
You think she'd know better by now?
I guess not. Anyway.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, comment, share. Let us know what you use. We'd love to know.
Yeah.
We're interested.
And visit our shop.
Yeah. Buy some stuff. We don't have any lights there.
Yeah.
We can if you want, but...
Well, eventually what I'd like to do is do a different type of store with the ornaments and stuff, because eventually I'm going to start making ornaments once I get my studio running, which it's getting there.
Almost.
Plus, we have to get it running anyway if we're going to do Koi Rana. So.
Yes, we need money, so Koi Rana. We want to make it.
Yeah, I actually do props and special effects and stuff for films. So yes, we are going to be building like special effects koi and stunt koi and things like that.
So if you want to buy a koi from Koi Rana after the fact.
But I am planning on using the same skills and the same molding techniques and whatnot to make some unusual ornaments that eventually we'll be selling. It's probably not going to happen tomorrow or next week or maybe not even the next year. It really depends on
Life,
yeah. How many hurricanes hit us next year?
right?
It's been 2 so far this year.
2 so far this year. Woohoo!
Yeah,
Yay.
we forgot to do our hurricane edition.
We did. We didn't do the hurricane edition. We were too busy getting everything ready for the hurricane.
We'll do a hurricane show when it gets closer to hurricane season again. To give you a couple months notice to learn how to weed prep.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was. Hurricanes are fun here in Florida.
Well, I think we did film a little bit of the goldfish coming in here when we dumped the pond out there, but I don't know if it was a full hurricane edition.
Yeah.
But if you have any questions, like, subscribe, comment, share, buy things so we can make Koi Rana.
Yeah, you want to see Koi Rana.
You know you do.
It's
gonna be fun.
I think people still think we're kidding about that. It's like, no, we're not kidding.
We're not
We
kidding.
really are going to make Koi Rana.
Yeah.
Might take a while, but we will.
We'll get it done.
Yeah, it's going to be scary.
It's gonna be scary, is it?
Well, scary,
It's gonna be
like
scary?
like Sharknado scary, just
Great.
fun scary fun.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. Yeah, I'm
Or
gonna have to
fun
get in with the
scary.
fish. I'm gonna have to get in there with this koi, aren't I?
Yep, we're gonna feed Sandy to Koi Rana.
That's wonderful.
You
Alright.
can't wait,
I don't know. Sushi's getting bigger by the minute in there.
Oh, I know. She freaked out earlier.
I hadn't seen sushi in a week or two. I hadn't really been paying attention, and I looked down and I'm like, oh my lord, she grew.
Yeah, they will do that. Koi will do that.
It's crazy. She had
any
a growth
fish will do
spurt.
that.
It's crazy.
But
Crazy.
yeah, Sushi, who's our largest female koi, apparently has put on a few inches since Sandy was paying attention.
Within
height.
height.
Basically what happened is that they were going through their growth spurt.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the sense of the seasons like an outdoor fish would, because our pond's indoors. So the temperature's consistent, the light's consistent, and the heat's consistent. So they don't have any idea that it's actually cold outside.
Right.
And
it's
so
cold in Florida.
yeah, so they still go through their little spurts, and apparently Sushi, who is about 6 years old now, decided to go through another growth spurt.
Yeah.
I mean, keep in mind this fish was, closing in on 2 feet to begin with. Now we're pretty sure she's over it. We'll have to catch her.
We'll have to catch her and measure her. But anyway, off track again.
I know, we're terrible like that.
Lights.
The light had something to do with it. We needed the light for her to see how big she was getting.
Nice.
See?
All right, that was good. That was good. Next time, you saved it. You're the woman. All right, you have a nice evening, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, we'll see you next year, actually.
Next year?
Yeah, we'll see you next year. So until then, have a Happy New Year.
Yep.
Have a Merry Christmas. Have a,
Happy Hanukkah, whatever you believe.
Happy Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you celebrate.
We're easy to get along, but we don't care.
Yeah, we're easy, but definitely we'll see you next year, and until then, like, subscribe, share,
comment, buy things.
Make it a New Year's resolution to share us around.
Woohoo! Yeah, that'd be awesome for us.
Yeah.
Have a nice night.
Bye.